Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm not sure how many of you are supposed to be here, but you want me to go ahead and start right now? It's 10:02. So are you guys all new agents?
Yes, I am.
I think we all are.
Good, good. Well, I just got called in last minute to do this class, so you guys have to be patient with me, okay? For the listing presentations, there is this is normally, I mean, when you get a client, the first thing you guys need to do is pre-qualifications. And doing the pre-qualifications is important because you don't want to go into a client without pre-qualify them. Because when you have a client, you need to make sure that, hey, the both party is the decisions making, that both of them have to be there to make the decisions. And at the same time, then you want to make sure that, if they're, before you go over there, let me start over because I think I'm jumping the loop because I did it so for me it's easy. So I just can't jump the loop. Okay, this is what you guys usually do. First, let's go to KW command. You guys all know how to get there. I'm not sure whether how to share screen. Recording. Hold on just a second. Let me ask Andrea, how do I share the screen so that you guys know how to get to the, hold on just a second. Sorry, guys. Everyone is at a meeting right now, so I'm gonna do my best to see how I can share screen with you guys. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. There you go. I got it. Okay. Do you guys see my screen? Oh, you guys can unmute yourself.
Yes. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So you need to go to command, KW command. And then go to design. And then on the design, you say print. And then there is two templates there right now. And then one is called unlisted, untitled or unlisted. And that is the listing presentations. On the listing presentation, the template there, you will need to put in all your own informations, like you need to introduce who yourself is, and then on the report, like here, see, you put your informations, upload your pictures, everything. Oh, sorry, I can undo this. And then for property, the property is like before you do any of the presentation thing, you need to also the property. The property is the listing that you are going to present when you do the presentations. So I always say that is before you go to meet with your client, you do a CMA on the client property, and then kind of like do a radiance within the 1 mile. Sometimes, honestly, I don't do 1 mile. I do according to this, to the divisions or the district or residentials, like not zoning, community or subdivisions. I just do around the area. And then if you get better, you can just do it closer to the area that is related to the house. And you want to do the CMA, and the CMA, then you will kind of like pop it into this listing presentation, telling them what their how much their house worth, and the com that you have pulled out. Usually you need to pull out about 3 com to see you know how you come about the price for them. Okay. And like I said, this one they throw at me a little bit last minute, so I'm gonna just go through as quickly as possible, and then you guys can ask me question. And anyway, if when you since you guys are new, you guys can always call me. If when you guys have a listing, I can always go back through with you guys and see what happened in see, this is this here is like it's asking like what happened around the area. That is the com, like you're doing that district or the subdivisions, and you can tell what's going on. Okay. And then this one, the next one is the property, like I just said, the com. Normally we want to pick at least minimum 3 com, so then they can compare. When you pick the com, okay, put it this way: if we have two-story, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, when you pick the com, you need to pick the com similar to what they have. Okay, you don't want to pick a com that is like, okay, I have a ranch and this one is a 2-story. Yes, their square footage is about close, but this one, all the bedroom is upstairs, and this one have all the bedroom in one floor, and the com is just gonna get kind of a bit off. And because when the appraiser doing com, they usually want to do similar. They don't want to do 1-story versus 2-story, unless it's on the country or rural area. That's when they have no choice but to take in all the com based on the square footage. Okay, you guys can stop me anytime if you guys kind of like don't understand or kind of lost. Let me know.
Okay, all right. I'm taking notes.
Okay, and if you, like I say, please call me anytime. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then okay, you need first. Okay, this one you need comfort. Your needs comfort. So this is pretty much talking about all the needs your buyer need. I mean the seller. You pretty much want to know what is their needs, why, what is important for them, and then the main thing is you need to find out why they are selling. Why, how soon do they need to sell it, and where they're moving to, and what is the price point they are thinking about. Because like you're not, sometimes you go there and then they came back, they said I really want to list this property for 390, and then when you do your com, you know that it's impossible for them to list at 390, but for some reason they still want to list it at 390. And if that's the case, then you will have to prepare yourself to explain to them why it's not going to work. But I can tell you one thing is a lot of the seller, they're pretty stubborn. They're just pretty much sure that this is what I want. I mean, you can take it and list it, but you need to let them know that if it does not sell within well, put it this way, if 14 days is no showing, no offer, then you probably have to go back to make an adjustment of the price. Okay, because when there's no showing for 14 days and no offer, that means your price is way too high. And then after 14, you need to do a price adjustment. You don't want to say reductions, because that seller do not like to hear the word reduction. But you just tell them that we're gonna do adjustment. So, and then after 30 days, nothing happened, then you need to make another adjustment. So usually that's something that you also have to put it in mind, that you do gonna run into seller, like that. Okay, and here the process. Okay, here the process a little bit small here, but you can go through it and making sure that everything here you are doing it. I think it is helpful as a first time as a new agent. This is like really helpful, because it's like they will help you go through every little step, so you're not gonna miss anything. But once you get good, you would just don't even have to worry about that.
All right, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm in Command and I went into designs, into templates. Where do I find that particular one? Is it one I have to create myself, or is there a?
It's a template. There is a template.
Okay, so once I'm in designs, I just pretty much search until I find it, correct?
No. And then when you go to design, go to print.
Print, okay.
Okay. Do you see template popping up?
No, I don't. It just says designer create one now.
Huh, okay. You know what? I can share this with you after we're done.
Okay.
Okay. Then you can, yeah. Let me share that with you after I'm done here too.
Okay, perfect. If
Because
yeah,
I don't want to get up and then I might lose you guys completely.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And see, normally I do not like to go this route, because I normally like to go on the other route where it's better to, but since they said that do this first before I do the other one. And then so okay, one thing I can tell you on this listing presentations, everything here, go through it. If it apply it to you, if you feel comfortable presenting it, then leave it in. If anything that you're not comfortable with it, don't present it. Take that page off. Okay, because you want to go in as a confidence realtor. You don't want to go in there not knowing what you're doing. That is very important, because and sometimes, like it or not, we gonna run into some seller that they just don't want to work with somebody, have no confidence. So that's something that's important, that make sure that you guys go through this. Even some of the stuff for myself, I don't use everything. I take what is like more me. That's when I present it. If it's nothing about me that I can talk about it, I take it out, because I don't want to go there and it sounds, I mean, it sounds off, you know. And then if you don't, you know, I skip a lot. I skip some of the stuff like strategy, promotions. This is telling you what you're gonna do when you get the listing, how you're gonna promote it, and that's a lot of things that we have in the office that are able to help you guys. So when you guys have a listing and you do not know what to do, call me or come in the office. One of us will help you because you want to do it right. Okay, it's very important to do it right. And the seller probably gonna ask you, are you gonna do open house? Or you will, if you want to do open house, you're gonna ask them, is it okay for me to do an open house? Some sellers do not want to do open house because open house is, especially with the COVID-19, most of the sellers say, no, I don't want to do open house because I don't want anybody to be coming in my house and going out my house. And some, because of, especially if you have $1 million home, they usually try not to have people coming in unless they are serious and pre-qualified. Okay. Okay, here talk about real experience. And you can talk about all about yourself. This is all about you. You need to like tell them, you know, what kind of experience you have. Pretty much even your new realtor, but if you have done like service industrial or any other places you have worked with, talk about yourself. What have you been doing before you become a realtor? I mean, just promote yourself as much as you can. Okay, it's almost like selling yourself. So, and it's important because when people read that, and they can say that, they can see that, hey, this person have done this and this and this, even though it's nothing related to real estate, and it's the experience that counts. And then for the credential reward, and that you can also put it in there, like what kind of reward that you have received throughout your entire working life. Yeah, put it all in there. Don't shortchange yourself. And then this is later on when you have your, this is all the houses you have sold. Once you starting to get into business more, and then you will start having all the sold listing, that's where you put it in here. I don't put mine in there because I don't really care to put it in there. So everybody is different. And then every time when you sell a house, ask for what call that, feedback. For me, I ask for feedback, like how do I do it, and did I meet all your goal, did I answer everything that you guys need, you know, those stuff like that. They will give you feedback, especially if you sold the house for them. That's another thing, is like, don't oversell yourself and don't undersell yourself, because it's like if you sell yourself too much, then you cannot present it. Then they're like, oh, she's bluffing. Then they do not want to do business with you, you know. And that pretty much on that. But if you guys want to meet with me, I can go better with this, because this template I do not use. This is the newest template, which is actually more improved, because the one I use is actually a little bit older. So, okay. And then do you guys get the book from Della? The pre-qualification stuff?
Is that in the career development book?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I have that, yes.
Okay. I want to talk about pre-qualifications. Okay. When you first have a client, when you know, because Are you guys doing door knocking or phone call or just from a sphere of influence?
I've been doing social media right now and then just word of mouth basically at the moment.
Oh, okay. Even with that, you always want to pre-qualify them. Okay,
Okay.
there is a script on page. It's called pre-qualification. Pre-quali. I cannot even talk. Pre-qualifying scripts. That is actually really good. Okay, you don't have to memory line to line, but this is good that you kind of like know what to ask because you at the beginning when I first my career as a realtor, I do take this in my portfolio and I will always take it out and I will ask them all the questions like, hey, you know, why, how you, especially if somebody do not know you and somebody refer it and then you or somebody you they just call you randomly by your like Zillow or something like that. You want to find a way how they find you, where they get your informations, because you want to thank the person that referred to you, or even if Zillow is good because I have lots of Zillow uh, client just calling from my from Zillow, okay,
Okay.
and then you want to find out um where they're gonna move to, when they're gonna move and where they're moving to, and then what is the time frame they need to sell their house, and like you know like how like ask them if 30 days if I didn't sell your house what you gonna do. I mean, or if I sell your house in 30 days, what you gonna do? Because if you sell your house in 30 days, then they need to make sure they have a time frame to move out. Because right now, most of the time, when you get in contract, it's about 30 days for closing. And sometimes they even take 2 weeks. It depends. If a cash buyer is about 2 weeks. If it conventional loan, it can be 21 day to 20 to 30 days. FHA normally take about 45 days. Okay, and then and it just pretty much go through it and then like kind of like ask them to like describe um, you know about their house for you, especially if you have never met them, and they will give you their address. Then you want to have them describe their house, even though you can pull it out. You, this is how I do it. I'm not gonna go through everything what is here. I'm gonna go through what I'm gonna tell you here that I went through. It's been successful for me. Every time when somebody call me, take down their name, their phone number, and get their email and the property of the address. As soon as they give me the address, as I'm talking to them, open up your MLS, type in their address, and try to pull it out. So you will have the MLS in front of you when you're talking to them. And just because they bought the house and the MLS have the old pictures, they might have changed. So but don't say anything about what you know or don't know. Just let them present it to you. So you kind of like jot it down, knowing what's the difference before you go look at the property. And then when you set an appointment, okay, when you set an appointment, always try to be there 15 minutes early. Don't be late, always early for the first appointments. Very important. And then when you get there, if you're early, you just let them know, hey, our appointment's at Thursday 11 o'clock, and today is Thursday. I'm here at like 5 minutes early before 11 o'clock. And they really appreciate that because you'd be surprised. People love it when you're on time. And then always make sure whoever who's have the decisions making, make sure both of them are there. Because don't want to talk to a wife and the husband is not there. Then you're just having an empty package coming home. Because when you go there, one decisions making is only there and the other one is not there. Guess what? They're gonna say, well, my husband is not here or my wife is not here. I need to talk to them before I get back to you. And that's a waste of time. At the same time, most of the time they don't even talk about it, or the one that you talk to present the wrong information to the wife, the spouse, then end up you're not gonna get good result for it. Best thing is have both of them there and present it at the same time. So and then ask them if everything sounds good, are they willing to list with you right then? If they say we need to think about it, and then you ask them what do you need to think about it, and what did I no what's something that you're looking for that I wasn't presenting it to you. They will tell you that your price point is too high, or no, the commission, your commission is too high or something. And you say, well, then you say, oh, no, what is you looking for? But as a new agent, I'm gonna say that do not ever cut your commissions. Don't undersell yourself, because you work hard and you need to earn the commissions. I know some agents that's new that I have talked to, because they're so hungry just to get in the door, so they will cut their commission to 1%. Believe me, you don't want to do that. You're gonna burn out, and then you're gonna give up real estate. Because if when you cut your commission, you're telling them that I'm a discount broker. I mean, nobody want to work with a discount broker. Discount broker is good, but at the same time it's not good, because that's mean they're not doing a good job for you. Okay, so it's better if you just say, hey, Gary, right now we're doing 6%. It's then not the 6%, 3% for the buyer, 3% for the seller. And the work I'm gonna put in is worth the 3%. And then this is something I always throw in. I say, put it this way: if your boss gonna say that, hey, you are doing the same thing as your colleague is doing the same thing, but your boss said, I'm gonna I want to pay you like maybe 10,000 less than the other person. And how would you feel? You're not gonna feel it, and you're not gonna feel good. And then when you present it to them, like, how would you like if your boss asked you that, hey, we want to cut your pay rate 10%, and you immediately you can see their reactions like, oh, no, that's I can't survive that. Then you're gonna tell them and say, well, put it this way: that 3% I still have to pay all the broker fees, everything, whatever leftover I'm bringing home. That is my living expense. And so when you're asking me to cut my commissions, it's the same thing as you taking away my living expenses. So when you said that, normally they would not even ask you to discount your commissions rate. The only time you will give a discount if you have a same client that have been buying and selling as an investor for like couple a year or two, and then yes, you can give them, a discount that whichever you guys want. But normally I do not give discount because I work hard for it, so I don't give discount. Okay, so make sure you guys go through that pre-qualifying script really well. Okay, and then there is lots of script here that you guys really need to like work on it. And I can tell you, I have one agency that they do not like script. Some of the script do not sound like you, but you need to look at all the script and take the one that sounds like you and put it in one PDF or one Word document, and then make it you. Because if you think that just because the script is there, you have to follow line to line. No, you don't have to. You have to make it sounds like you. If you go in to present something and you go in the script to script, just like at the beginning when I was presenting this to you guys, and because I just got called in to do this last minute, and so for me I was not prepared, and it doesn't sound like me. It sounds choppy. And right now I'm doing the thing I know the best how to do it, so it's different. And like I said, read through all the script. Script is helping you to to one step closer to the door, because all the script, there is a way of presenting how you're approaching the client. And once you compound and make it a script of your own, believe me, it's gonna flow really well, and the client will think that you've been in the business forever, because I'm honestly, when I first become an agent, everybody give me the script and I'm like, it doesn't sound like me. Oh, I don't like it, this sounds so um annoying or something like that. So I took everything, that paragraph that is sounds like me, I take it out, and then I compound it, and then it just make it something that me. And so far it's been really helping me. So okay, and then there's another thing. When you go to meet with your client, okay, the day before you go, always check with them to make sure the appointment is still good. Because if you, well, with everybody's busy schedule, sometimes they forget their appointment. So like a day before you going, you will always call them and say, hey, we have an appointment tomorrow 5 o'clock. Is it still good with you guys? I mean, if both parties still able to make it, and they will tell you if they yes or no. I mean, just make sure you always call to confirm the appointment before you go over there. Okay, and when you go over there, the best thing is, you're gonna bring like a seller package with you. I mean, some of them I will always go with a seller package with the presentation that I just showed you guys. Always have that ready for you. And when you go there, you want to also um, have the home evaluations with you. So then when you go over there, you're going through the house, you can check off everything, like storage, like how many story is like 1 or 2 story, or split home, or 3 level split, 4 level split, 5 level split. All this you can check it out, and then you can like go through the list. Yeah, what's the page? So too bad I don't have a page. Go through the home evaluation form. That is important. Just bring it with you, go through it, and once you get, once you fill all this in, you'll be surprised. It will be so easy for you enter the MLS, because it's really, really helpful. Okay, that page is probably page 15, 16. Yeah, 4-15-16. That's the page that you should print out and have it on your package every time when you go to a listing appointment. Have it with you because that's the way you can able to, do all your walk through the house, get all the information about the house.
Okay. All right. And that was 14, 15, 16. Okay.
Yeah, 4-15, 4-16.
Okay.
And because you know why, it's the reason I said it's important is because when you are listing their property, you do not know about the house. You don't live there. So it's important for you to go in there and then just check mark everything. You ask like, hey, what kind of foundation? Is it slab, block? You do not know. You don't live there. So, and then if their basement is finished, the owner would able to tell you what is in there. But that's the trick. Remember, always pull up the MLS to read about that property because believe me, whoever who bought the house, unless it's brand new, then you might not have the information. But if that house has been sold many times before, pull out the MLS. They will have things in there that are really telling you how many story, what kind of how many bedroom, what kind of flooring. Kind of check it on the paper with a different pen, okay? Different
Okay.
color pen. And then when you go there, then you go through it again and then see what have changed. Some people might have like a gas heating, but then they change it to electric. Then you just check it here that hey, the heat is not gas, it's electric. Is that heat pump or is that sand or, all that stuff you need to know. And then AC unit, some houses do not have AC unit. They only have windows, and then the owner has changed it to central. So things like that you need to find out.
Okay.
Okay, those are the things that you absolutely need before you list the property. That make you look professional. Otherwise, it's like, oh, I do not know the answer. Let me call the seller again, and then the seller's gonna wondering like, does she know what she's doing or she does not know what she's doing? Because that's why it's important to have this piece of paper and get all your informations there before you leave the property. And there's another thing, if some of the stuff you ask them and they do not know, write it over there that the seller will get back to you. Okay, and you know why? So later on when you call them, you say, hey, remember we were talking about your laundry room and or the basement. You said you're not sure about certain thing. Can you verify now? And that's good because then there's like, oh my goodness, I forgot to check the sump pump. Let me call and then I'll get back to you again. So at least you know that is something you need to follow up. And at the same time, he won't say, oh, I already told you. And then you said, no, we talk about it on this date. And you said you're going to check and come get back with me. And since I have not heard back from you, I just want to follow up and see, did you find out the situation with the sump pump? I'm just using sump pump, for example, just something like that.
Okay.
Always jot down the date. So they will tell you that, hey, oh, okay, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that, so it's not like you didn't do your job, they didn't do their job. And then okay, now the fun part, this is my fun part, the residential CMA, that's what they call like a COM. Okay. I always like when you go to the CMA. I don't have the shared screen now, but I'm gonna leave it on because like I said, this is the first time they have me in this thing. I'm not too sure how to share screen or not share screen. All I can say is CMA. Oh goodness, let me see what I can do. Okay. Okay. All right. CMA. Have anyone of you done any CMA before?
I have not created one. I mean, I know what I've seen them, but I have not created one on my own.
Okay. This is what you're gonna do. This is something both of you can do for your homework. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do a CMA on your own home. Okay. When you go to Flex MLX, I wish I can share with you. Okay. Let me see. I can share the other one. Share screen. Can I go to? Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna do nothing. Okay, when you go, can you guys see the screen, right? When you get here to do, when you get here, you go to quick search to do your own MLS, okay? The CMA. When you get here, you will close this, and then you see this little like pin drop. Click on that, and then I'm going to, okay, I'm gonna do what my listing, okay? Okay, so you gotta do that, type in your own home address. And then it will have a pin here. And then you move the pin to your address because the pin sometimes they drop it on the wrong place. So you need to find the one that is, right on your address. And then after you position the pin, then you say click here, use locations. And then here, you see all the radiance, street view, all the stuff. I normally don't use that, but you guys can. The reason is because I like to narrow it to the sections where the appraiser gonna look into. So I close that, but since you guys are new, do 1 mile radius or half a mile radius, and go start with that. For me, this is what I do. I close that. I go down here. I will draw a polygon, and since I know this area really well, I will go. I will mark it here because I know these sections really well. So I will do it this way. Okay, and then now you mark that, you go here. Since you're doing a listing, you want to go check everything, including pending, coming soon, and close. Okay, and here on the sold, most of people do up to 1 year. So if the market is like the way you're going right now is like very fast, then you can go like 6 months. Normally I do 6 months, but let's do the 12 months. Okay, I will change here to months, and then you will type here. If you are single home family, you put single home freestanding. If it's share wall, you need to check which one. This one for me is a condo. It's a condo share wall, so I'm going to click condo share wall. And I do not do subdivision anything right now. I don't even do the school because I want to go with the basic for right now. I wouldn't even do the bedroom, anything like that. I will go straight to the square footage. The square footage, there's a formula to it. It's like you want 10%. Okay, this property is 984, for example. Okay, 984. I'm going to multiply 90%. You ask me why 90%? Because you want to give 10% down and 10% up of the square footage. So, okay, so 94 times 0.9. So the square footage will be minimum 885 or 886. Put it this way, 886, and then the maximum is 1093. The reason for the square foot you want to do in between, because if you're thinking about, okay, this house is 984 square footage, so I have to look at 984. No. Appraiser will go within 10% down and 10% up. Sometimes they even go up to 20%, but most will go 10%. Okay, so now you have the bracket between the square footage. Okay, and then you want to go with style. The style, so if you have 2-story, you pick 2-story. If you don't have 2-story, you have, split home, just pick up the one that is belong to your house. For this one is a 1-story, so I'm going to put 1-story. You see the number here? You see here, up here, the result? It will show you how many are there that very similar to your property or compatible to your property. And then since there is 11, I want to narrow it down more. That's when I go back here to put in bedroom. How many bedroom? I have 2 bedroom. Let's do 11, and then I have 2 full bath. Let's do 11. Okay, so that is good. Then there's no basement. So I put no basement. And then this one have home association, yes. Okay. And then that's it. Well, we still have 11. Then you click on the result. Okay. And this one have no garage. So there's no garage here. You know, so that's why I just leave it off. And so you have 11 results. Okay, see, you have 11 here, and everyone have 2 bedroom, 2 baths, and all 1 story. And here they're all like different. Every inside of the house is the layout is similar, but the updating is different. So then you have to look at everyone. The 109. The 109, how the inside is. I mean, did they upgrade everything? What have they upgrade? All this you can, you know, put in the picture, and then you know how to price them. But let's not go too deep right now. I just go into the basic right now. Once you have 11 of them, you will check mark here, okay, to select all. And then let me move you guys somewhere else. And then you go here to CMA. You see that? CMA. And since I'm going to use everyone, put it this way, if you want to just select the one that's closer to you, that is fine. That's something you will eventually learn how to do it. The most, especially if a house, the most similar to yours, that's the one that you want to pick. But for this one is a condo, everyone is similar. So I'll pick everyone, and then I use all selected or all result. Okay, I'm going to use all result. You can do full CMA when you know, if you want to, but for me as a seller, I mean, you probably want to do the full one if you want to do with presentation, if you're going in to meet with them, with the seller. For me, I don't meet with them most of the time, especially the one that I know I've been working with for a long time. I usually do a quick statistic, and then you click on statistic, and then you click next, and always click on this medium calculator or calculations, and then go view. You can download, but I just gonna do view right here. Okay, so this is a CMA for the condo. The CMA for the condo, you will see when you look over here, this one is contingent, financing inspection. Usually we don't even look at that. We want to look at the closed. That is the most important. That is where how you're gonna price your property. We look at closed, and the best price for this property, I mean, yes, the high is 109, the low is 87. But to list the property well, usually we want to go with the medium. But I can tell you, even though you have that there, your seller doesn't mean that they will agree with you to go to the medium. They usually want to go to the high. But it's important that you have this so that you already presented to them. So if the appraiser come in low, then at least you did present it to them and say, hey, you know, this is by chance it went to 109 is because buyer is bringing the gap. Because right now a lot of people are bringing gap because they cannot find houses, and even they find houses, if they don't bring in appraisal gap, most likely they're not gonna get the house. And you can tell this one, this is for 107, and it went to 109. And after they close, I actually called the agents, and yes, there is a gap, and then the buyer is bringing the gap to make it to 109. Okay, so that's the reason. But over there, most of the property was sold about 103.5. You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this has been very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. This is something I love to do. This is
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting.
yes, yes, and you need to practice. I mean, the best way to do is practice, 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 because this is the thing, this is the key thing that you are actually going to all your listing appointment. I would never ever go to a listing appointment without this with me, because I have put it this way, I have one is like, oh, I have a agents that you know said that they sold the other house for more money and this and that. You need to see where that property is. If it away from the area, then you say, well, that's not gonna work because the appraiser is not gonna go there. Yeah.
So if you have, and I know this might be a little off, if you have like, for instance, a rural property or something like that, and there's not a whole lot of homes that's, you know, around it.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, you usually in a country area, you will first, you go to 1 mile, nothing. Then you have to go to 2, and then go to 3, and then the maximum you can sometimes go up to 10.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do Coshoctons. I'm not sure whether you can know where Coshocton is.
I
I
do.
do
Mhm.
Coshoctons, I do Mount Vernon, and I mean I do a whole bunch everywhere. I just go everywhere. Um, and some of the property is very hard to price because they are like in a no man lands, you know.
Right.
I have to go like further out, and even that, sometimes they will go up to like even 25 miles. So it's all depend on the appraiser. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then the net to seller. Before you go, you also need to make sure you have a net to seller sheet. So you're gonna list down that price. Okay, this is the address. You have done your CMA, and then you say, okay, if we list. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure which place you guys going with for your title company. It's best to find out who you want to work with for title company. You can always use Northwest or First Title First Agency. I use Northwest Agency. There is called Net to Seller. Sign up, it's free. Just use it, and then you plug in the number, like what is the sell price. Pick three the sell price that the potential that they're gonna list with. So just put it in there. You don't have to be exactly, because a lot of people ask me, do I have to be exactly? No, put it roughly like 309 to 200 or something like that, like what you have on your page of 30. Okay, just put it there, and then go through all this. And it is like, when you have the net to seller sheets, when you present it to the seller on the day you meet, they like it. Then they kind of like give them a general idea. what price point they really want to go with. Okay. Okay. Then next, the 431, the exclusive right to sell listing contract. Have you, any one of you done this before?
No, I have not. I mean, I've done it once selling my own home, but not, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, selling your own, yeah.
Yeah.
It's different. Okay. This one, okay. Did you get print up a copy of it?
I have the book. There's a copy of it in this
Okay. Okay. So over here, it's always good to have one that you fill up, so you always kind of like can go back, look at it. Which even for me, sometimes I do have to go back to look at it, just so that I'm not, missing anything. So seller here grant to, that will be the Keller Williams, not you. Okay.
Okay.
So the broker, you will have to put here Keller Williams, Greater Columbus. And then commencing is like, okay, if the seller tell you that they're ready to want to list it February 1st, so you put February 1st through when. For me, I always do 6 months, but some agents here do a whole year, so, and some even do 3 months. It's up to everybody. I would say here you put February 1st 2021 to August 1st 2021. Okay, that's 6 months, but then like I said, it's up to you. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. Okay. And then the one that said to seller exchange property known as, that is the property address, the one that you're going to list. Okay. And you have to have the amount in here as well. Okay, if they both agree that they want to list it for 310,000, you have to write it in here. If you do not know how much, or they do not know how much they want to list it, just put TBD, to be determined. You know why? It's because when you leave the house, you want to have a contract signed. Once they sign with you, they pretty much have in contract with you. Okay. If they don't sign, that's when there's chances they still can go with another agent. Okay, the realtor fees, number 2, the realtor fees and compensations policy. Over here it said the broker hereby agree to pay brokerage of a fee of how much for selling the property. It's always a 3%. But I put 6%. No, not 3%, sorry, 6%. The reason 6% is 3% for the buyer and 3% for the seller. I mean, buyer agents, seller agents. Okay. And then here it said that the broker will compensate, broker to offer compensation to the compensate other broker as sub-agent. No, we don't have sub-agent in Ohio. Okay, and all broker agents said yes, because we do broker agents. So make sure no sub-agents. When you see that, you need to check the box no. We don't do sub-agents in Ohio. And then the buyer broker said yes. Okay. Okay, then go to number 4. The company agency policy. That one say yes. Mhm. Usually you always present the company policy when you go over there. So you make sure you have that. Okay, number 5, protections period. I'm not gonna read through everything. I know I went through the hour already. The protection period is up to everyone, but for me, I put 120 days. You know why? Just in case if the contract, uh, I listed the property, and I have other client that show the property during that time. So you need to know the client that show the property and their client name. Sometimes they give it to you, sometimes they don't. But you know who they are. And you want to have a protection period of 120 days just in case when your contract is expired and out of the blue these agents come back to make an offer to the seller directly without you. So in other words, they're trying to cut you off. They want to compensate just them, not you. And you have the 120 days, so you still can claim it back. You're right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you get kind of confused, kind of let me know because, like I said, this is like last minute throw at me, so I'm doing my best to try to
So
deliver my.
basically you're saying the 120 days is
Mhm.
after the
Of the list.
expired date of the exclusive right to sell contract, that if someone else comes in, now would that have been an agent that was working already with you, or just any agent in general that comes in?
Just pretty much the one that have shown your house.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm. It's just for instance, right now I actually have one expired. Well, actually, kind of not really expired. I do not want to renew the contract because we have a little bit conflict, and he, just put it this way, we have conflict, and but then I still have 120 days, and during this 120 days, there are people that have seen the house, and then they approach my seller directly to buy the house. And I told my seller, I said, remember, we have 120 days. I said, if you did something behind and not letting me know once it's closed, I was still able to know because it's public record. And so he has been really good because there is actually 4 different agents that have approached him that have been working with me before, then they approach him, and so he ended up calling me telling me who have approached him. So I call those agents. I say, you guys should know the rule that you guys shouldn't even cross that. And guess what? All 4 of them apologized. They said, well, we thought it's expired. I said, yes, expired. But I also have the protection period. I said, all of you have the protection period. And I said, so don't try to play the dumb game with me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and after that, which is good because I mean, I still have it till like end of February. And right, like today, after I teaching this class, I'm actually going there and tell him that you can have anyone you want. I don't care. I don't even want to deal with the listing at all. Even it's a good listing in Dublin, but it's just to the point that is you will know when the seller is wasting your time.
Gotcha.
Because I have like probably 5, 6 offer, and the seller is always getting greedy. It's every offer that meet his criteria, and then he will always come up with more money. He always want more money, and get to a point and say, forget it. No, I'm done. I said,
Right.
I don't like to work with greedy people. So I said, I'm done. So That's one thing. After this class, I have to go remove all my lockbox, everything too. And then the rest you just read about it, all the disclosure, everything, and then use lockbox and make sure some sellers do not like to use lockbox. Some sellers say okay, especially the one that's still living in the house. Sometimes they're more afraid of lockbox, so that people will know. You guys can always put the lockbox in the area where it's not so obvious, which is fine. And but here you want to make sure that the seller do authorize you to use a lockbox. Okay, I will always make them to authorize, because I don't want to keep running back and forth for another agents. But there is some places you will have to. It all depends on the seller, like I say. Okay, that's number 10. And then on the back page, number 12, amendments. I mean, those I normally leave it blank unless there is a seller has, uh, some stuff, then you will have to put it in here. And the remark, that's the thing. For instance, if they sign, like usually normally they say that once you sign you have to be on the MLS, but if this one gonna sign the contract with you, but then they're not gonna list it until February 1st, on the remark here you can say that seller doing some update and repair, all the stuff. I mean, that's something you can put it in, but so far all mine I don't even sign the contract until it is ready. But for you guys as a new agent, I would strongly lock it in, because the reason I'm not locking in is because I already know they are signing with me, because right now most of them are the one that calling me, so I don't do that. But that's a good thing. Then accepted broker. Okay, that accepted, you're gonna put Keller Williams Greater Columbus, then signed by you. Okay, and then the address, normally I just put the office address here. Honestly, if you guys when you guys get in an offer, and if you guys need me to help you guys, through a MLS, when you get a contract, and then when you're ready to list, you also need to put it on the key everything into an MLS. And if you ever have any questions, let me know. I will help you. I mean, everybody here can help you, but just in case.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Now,
And
when
then
it's put in the MLS, it takes how long for it to actually show up? I mean, what is the time frame from when you get basically you get your signature for your exclusive right to sell to get that into the MLS?
Okay, as soon as you key in on the MLS, and then make sure you upload everything before. Okay, that's another thing. When you're on the MLS, every time you key in something, before you publish it, okay, you just click on save incomplete, not add listing, save incomplete, so you can do your homework at the very beginning, and the same time is not publish it, and you can just keep going in to like upload pictures, upload the RPD, all that stuff.
Okay.
And then once you have everything in there, make sure you double check, making sure everything is correct. Okay, because once you publish it, everybody will see. According to Mark, it usually take about 10 minutes. It will be active. The
Okay.
reason is 10 minutes. Usually it's immediately, but now they put it 10 minutes. Is because some agents forgot to upload picture. It's very important not to leave it blank. If you cannot get the picture when you need to list it, go to the Franklin County Auditor site. And when you pull up that property, they always have picture in the property. You can use that pictures for temporarily, but do not use other agents' pictures. You can get in trouble.
Okay.
Okay, the reason is, remember, when you do a listing, you are the one that paying to get all the picture done, unless you're doing it yourself. So if you happen to pay for all that picture and then an agent is listing the same property that you just expired or you sold like 3 years ago, and you're not gonna be happy. You're like, wait a minute, they're using all the pictures that I pay for, you know. So that is the reason that Columbus, no, Board of Realtor, they're just like, you need to take your pictures.
Okay.
And by the way, I mean, a lot of people here have great pictures on their house, everything, which is like they cost a bundle to get those, like some 300-400, depends. Some is even less. Some is like 100 something. I say that only use a drone. I mean, I know a lot of people think drone is great. Only use a drone if you're listing a very nice property, because sometimes a drone can help sell the property, or sometimes it would not help. It's just from my experience, okay?
Okay.
So, but everybody gonna tell you difference, but you need to know what make you comfortable, what make you feel you. Okay, nobody can tell you what to do. It's your business. You run it the way you want it. Okay, and then when you go on your listing appointment, you see all this here on the package. They will tell you what you need to bring with you. So bring all this with you in a package, in a folder. Okay, and then just go through everything with them.
Okay.
Okay, like it's easy. Put it this way. Maybe it's just me, but for me it's easy. And then most of your listing, when you list it, you want it on centralized showing because you're already paying for it. Use them. That way your phone will not get bombarded with a whole bunch of calls. You will get when they call in to do like, hey, so I want to go show your property. Instead of calling you, I just call to the showing time, and they will schedule it from there. And once it's scheduled, you will get a message saying that, hey, Sabrina is going to show your 123 property at 5 o'clock tomorrow. You will know it.
Okay.
And then there's two things. If it's empty, you can set it as go to show, which means you don't need approval. It just immediately confirm. That one is good if it's empty property, but then they also will send you a notification telling you that, hey, there is a showing. Another one is like you need appointments, because especially if somebody is still living there, you need the appointment. And then the appointment was sent to you or the seller, and one of you will have to confirm the appointment. They will tell you that, hey, tomorrow showing for Sabrina at 11 o'clock. Is it a good time for you and the seller? Or is it a good time for the seller, more meaning? And then if this yes, then you will approve it. And sometimes you might able to approve something and then your seller will go in and say, no, that's not a good time. Then you can call the showing agent and let them know that, hey, this is not a good time. Will some other time work for you? You know?
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm sorry I went over time. I mean, I apologize. Is it just 1 hour class?
No, you're fine. I've learned quite a bit, but I don't know how long it was for, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know. Like I said, I just got a call last minute, and I just come in here, no preparations, anything like that. So I'm like, oh, I said, they're probably gonna either love me or hate me. I said,
You're doing fine.
yeah. But seriously, remember, go back pre-qualification script. Make sure you put a check mark on that page, which is page 3. Put a check mark on that one. And then I want you guys to also, the rest you guys can read about it. Then I'm just gonna point out the page that is important. And page 15, okay, the home evaluations form. And then, well, you guys when before you guys have any listing, try to practice the CMA that is on page 27. And then if you guys have not done your the contract exclusive right to sell, I mean to list, yeah, make sure you have a copy and it's all filled up, so you guys know how to do it.
Okay.
And then you also want to practice net to seller. That will be on page 30.
And those can be found.
If you want, you go to I use Northwest Title. It's Northwest Title,
Hmm.
and then go in. Is you log in, and then you just create an account there with your Keller Williams email, and that's it. Then you can just go there, and then there is a checkbox there. They'll say net to seller. Just use that. I use that for all my clients. So yeah.
Okay. Now, is there a way that, I know we said at the end we were going to, those templates that I do not have access to, I think there was several of them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I will make sure that we'll get that to both for you. Emilion. Is that how I pronounce it? Emilion. Uh-huh. And you. Okay. I'll get that for both of you. And then
And that was, how many templates was that? Was there 2 or 3? There was the listing and then the CMA template.
CMA template is the one. CMA, you go on to Flex MLS. Okay. CMA, go into Flex MLS. And then the template is on KW comment. And then that's pretty much it. And then on the template there, I can tell you, especially since you guys are new, you guys don't really have the number. Okay, you guys always can use the office number, like showing how. Let me see, did they send me the stuff? Because No, Andrea did not send it to me yet, so let's see. See on the okay, if you guys do not have your own number, this way, then you need to go to Keller William kellerwilliam.com under Market Center, and then go under Document, and then go to Language of Real Estate. They call it LORE, LORE. It's called Language of Real Estate, and that over there you should able to see. Can you guys see it? I don't even know what you guys can see or not.
I don't see it. It's not on my screen.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, let me see how I shade this one. Okay, hold on. Let me get this out. I'm sharing it, but I'm not sharing into the same screen for some reason. Okay. Share screen. Okay. You see this?
I do.
This,
Mhm.
yeah. This is a number that you can put it on one of the page on the template.
Okay.
I usually use the company template too. It's because I keep my stuff pretty low profile, because it doesn't matter how much you do or how little you do. I don't try, I try not to do the comparison thing. Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
just a very low profile person.
Gotcha.
hmm I think it's because I sometimes I read a lot of like Facebook's posts and or LinkedIn or something. Sometimes I see people was like saying that, oh, this realtor came to my house and telling me how much they do and this and that, and then I find out that, oh, that person then didn't do anything or something like that. So I always try to stay very low profile, and then when a buyer or seller and when they try to Google me, they find out what I have done and haven't done. Then they're like, "Oh, why didn't you tell us that?" I said, "Well, is it important for you to know this information? Is it gonna help you improve?" And then they're like, "Oh no, no." Then yeah. So it's you the one that have to present yourself. You the one that have to sell yourself to your client and go for it. By the way, that's another thing. I don't want you guys to discourage because at the beginning it's gonna be hard. Okay, when I started this business, I have to do a lot of door knocking and I have to do a lot of cold calling because I didn't get to where I am for not doing any of that. I have to like really seriously go, and I have lots of rejections. But you know what? The rejections actually make me stronger because when they said no to me, and I like, okay, it's not my loss, it's your loss because I'm a patient agent. I will work hard for you, but if you don't want to work with me, that's okay, no problem. And I just keep going. And I can tell you that I have like five that have left me. They thought I'm not the good agents or something. 3 years later, they all come back to me.
Really?
Yeah. And 3 years, they did not buy a house within that 3 years. And they have went through like 5 agents. Then they finally come back to me. And then they told me, they said, well, we're sorry. We just didn't know what to expect, you know. I said, I said, that's fine, don't worry. And they said, well, you were, that time you were really new. I said, put it this way. When you first got your job, aren't you new? They said, yeah, but we didn't think of it that way. I said, exactly. Because most people that once they are making high up there, they forgot where they come from. I say, we all have to start something somewhere. I say, if you give a chance to a new person, you never know what that person can do for you. And
Sorry.
so, I mean, that is something you gotta have to remember because it is not an easy business. But if you persistent and don't let the no stop you, you're gonna have lots of no. You're gonna get lots of like disappointment. But take that disappointment and change it to something positive, a learning experience. And once you able to go past that, it'll be fine. Because once you build up the first year, second year, and then the third year, trust me, it's gonna be easy. Yeah, the first 2 year is harder, but some people is lucky because they really come in with whole bunch of friend and family that are ready to go, and then they have it easy. But God, remember, friend and family is good, but you also need to have somebody that is outside that friend and family.
Okay.
Okay, because I know a lot of people say, oh, friend and family, you need to have friend and family. Yes, but the funny thing I can tell you is like I don't do any business with my family because that's one thing. My family is always like business is business, family is family, so we never cross. But I do business with lots of friends, and I love doing business with people I do not know. That's the best one that come back to me multiple times. Emilion, do you have any questions? Oh, guess not.
Nope. And
Okay.
then in the future, if I do have any questions, how would you like me to reach out to you?
Oh, you can reach out to me. It's Sabrina Roman, and then my number is 740-502-2864. 2864.
Okay.
And my email is sabrinaroman@kw.com.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then if you guys like first time, I'm not sure who is your mentor. Do you guys have assigned mentor?
I do.
Okay,
Mine is Jill.
Jill. Okay. All right. So Jill is actually really good. Is that Jill Campbell?
Correct.
She is excellent. You're gonna love her. You're gonna love her. She's super.
Yeah, I already do. She is.
I love Jill. She is super, super. I mean, she will guide you through. I'm telling you, I adore this lady. She's amazing. Yeah. You're in good hand, put it this way. And
I
then when you have your first listing appointment, and if you afraid to go by yourself, have Jill come go with you.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, ask her like, hey, this is my first appointment. Um, she don't even have to say anything. I just say that I just want a company just in case if I got stuck, maybe you can like kind of like throw in like a comeback or something, Yeah. And she will be excellent with that.
Most definitely. Yeah, she's been very, very helpful. Lots of knowledge, and I absolutely love her personality. And
Oh, yes, yes, me too. I adore her. She's like, I'm telling you, you are so sad with her. She is a charm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she is smart. She's patient. I mean, you have it. You and her gonna get along super. Yeah.
all
But
right.
at the same time, if you have questions, feel free to give me a call. If if anything I can help. And I'm so sorry, you guys, that this is my first and the last minute things. So I hope I provide some good info.
Yes, yes, you did. You did great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be looking for those templates, and
Okay.
I'm sure we'll be in contact in the future.
Okay, let me make sure I write down your name and then we'll get the. You have the Keller William email, right?
I do. It's Tammy Hoffer at kw.com.
Okay, good. And then I'm not sure if Amelia is here or not, but anyway, I'll send the link to him too or her. All right. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
You
Bye.
too. Thanks.